Hi guys, Diana here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be learning how to make these miniature peeps, and they actually fit inside an egg. This is my original pattern. Super easy to make. You can make them in, I'm going to say, about 10 minutes. And they actually, like I said, fit inside an egg. This is a medium-sized egg. Isn't this an adorable gift to give for Easter? Okay. So here I have a few of them already made, all different colors. These were actually made with cotton yarn. I'm not gonna use cotton yarn here on screen, just because if you've worked with cotton yarn, you know that it tends to split a little bit. So sometimes it gives a little bit of trouble. So I'm just gonna use regular 4-ply yarn. Is it called 4-ply? 4-weight. Interesting. Okay, so again, these were done with cotton. All of these were done with cotton yarn. I love the way that they look. Again, super easy to make. It's my original pattern. I'm gonna give you a tutorial on how to do them from start to finish here. So it might be a long video, but it'll be totally worth it. Okay, so again, like I've mentioned, this is my second pattern on Peeps. I have another one which I'm gonna put up here somewhere, here or there, I'm not sure yet, but somewhere around here. I'll also put it in the description below so that you can make, I'll show you what those peeps look like. So here's one of the old pattern, and this is done with fluffy yarn. Aren't they so cute? And then also I've put this one here. It's the same size and it has a rattle. This is about, I'm gonna say 8 inches. Okay, these little ones here are about 3.5 inches. So like I said, they fit in the little egg. Okay, I also, with the previous pattern, have done this size, and this is also a little rattle. So it's perfect for a baby. Okay. Okay, so for this, what you're going to need, well, before I say what you're going to need, also I did this little bag here, and it contains an egg with one of the bunnies. So if you needed an idea for Easter, I think this is the perfect one. This is Luna, which is my baby. She's 2 years old. So now what you're going to need for this, like I said before, is just regular yarn. I use a hook size 3.5. So 3.5, this one says E. So you're going to need that, some yarn, some polyfill, which I forgot to bring here. Or did I bring? I should have somewhere around here. So some polyfill, some safety eyes, or if you want, you can leave them without eyes. It'll just look like this, which is, I think it's still perfect. You to put this in, you know, one of their eggs without the eyes. If you're concerned about the safety eyes, you can put googly eyes. I mean, you can play with it and make them your own. Okay, so now let's begin. Okay, so here I'm going to use this yarn, and I'm using this color just because I think it's going to be better for you to see on camera. So what we're going to start with is a magic ring or a magic circle, and the way you do that is you're going to take some yarn here. Okay, we're going to wrap it, and we're going to wrap it almost like a cross. Let me do it here so that you see. So like a cross here, you're going to put it in from the bottom, grab this yarn that's here on the cross, bring it in, and then you're just going to make a chain here. So that's super simple. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to chain one. We're going to do 8 half double crochets in the magic ring. So your half double crochet is yarn over, go inside the magic ring, pull a strand out, and yarn over again, and bring it through all four loops. So I'll do that again. Okay, so that's, remember, that's for 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now we're going to take and we're going to close our magic ring. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're gonna close the circle here. So we're gonna go into that first stitch and we're going to slip stitch. Then we're going to the second row, we're gonna do double crochets. So we're gonna chain 2. So 1, 2. And now normally what you want to do is put a stitch marker. So I'm just gonna put a stitch marker here to help me with my count. Okay, so now we're going to do a double crochet increase in each of the stitches. So here we're not counting the chain 2, or sometimes we're gonna have a chain 1. We're not counting that as a stitch. We're gonna go right inside that same stitch that we put this in. So here I'm gonna do a double crochet and another double crochet in exactly the same stitch. Okay, so there, when we count this, let me see so you can see here. So when we count this, you see it looks like it has 3, but it doesn't. This one here, we're not counting, we're counting 1, 2. So now we're gonna do that all the way around. So 2 in each stitch. I'll do the next one here, and then I'll jump to the next row. That's 1, 2. And if you don't know the stitches, in my previous video, which like I said is going to be linked in the description, you'll find where I do a tutorial on the stitches as well. Okay, so now I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, here we are on the last stitch of the row. So if you see here, I have 14. Okay, not counting the chain 2 that we did in the very beginning. So now I'm going to do my last 2 in this stitch here. Okay, and when you work like this, you're going to have that stitch. You're going to have one stitch right here, right where we have the stitch marker. You're not going to put any stitches in that stitch, okay? We're going to go now and we're going to go up here. You see your first V that you have up here, that's where you're going to put your slip stitch. Okay, so we're going to close that. Okay, and now we're going to do chain 2 since we're doing another row of double crochets. So chain 2, we're going to do 1 double crochet in each of these stitches, so we will have a total of 16. So again, remember I'm going into the same stitch I just put the chain 2. Okay, so we're going to go right into the same one and do our first double crochet. So then we're going to do a double crochet all the way around. And again, like before, I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, here we are again, and again we're at the last stitch here. Okay, so I did my last double crochet in that last stitch. That stitch that you see here, we're not going to touch, we're going to go to the top. So before we do that, we want to turn our work, because you see, if your work looks like this is the wrong side. Okay, so this is the inside, or wherever you have your tail from the magic ring, know that that's the inside of your work. So we want to take this and turn it over. Okay, and now we're going to go to the first stitch right here, the first V you see. Okay, slip stitch into that. So there you should have 16 double crochets. So now what we're going to do, well, I'm going to move my stitch marker so that we're in the same place. Okay, I am going to put it, okay, right here. Right where I have that last stitch here. Okay, and now what we're going to do is a single crochet, a row of single crochets. So we want to do chain 1, and we're going to go right into that same spot. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the 16 stitches. So again, I'll meet you at the end of this row. was about to do a double crochet, single crochets, okay. For the next row we did chain 1, and we're going to do again single crochets, but this time we're going to start decreasing. So again, we're going to go inside the same stitch. So here you would do your first single crochet. So what we're doing is single crochet, decrease twice, and we're going to do that 3 times. Okay, so this is my single crochet, and then I'm going to decrease. So I'm going to take the front loop of the next 2 stitches, put my tail in there, okay, and we're going to go into both of those loops. Then we're going to have 2 loops left, and we're going to go into those 2, and we're going to do that twice. The pattern calls for that twice. Okay, and then we're going to do again 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to decrease twice again. So 2, we're going to do 2 together, and then we're going to do 2 together again. So remember, the front loops only. Okay, then we're going to single crochet the next stitch, and then we're going to have 4 stitches left. So we're going to have actually 5 stitches left. We're going to decrease those 2, and then we're going to end with a single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to end this stitch here with a single crochet. Okay, and now, so you're going to have here 10 stitches. Now I'm going to take off my stitch marker here. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the top V, slip stitch. Okay, and now we're going to do double crochets. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we just did in the previous line, but instead of decreasing, we're going to increase. So what we're going to do is double crochet, increase twice. Okay, 3 times. So here we're going to start with 1 double crochet in the same stitch as the chain space. Okay, so that's 1. Then we're going to do 2 in each of the next 2 stitches. So here we are with the first one. In the same stitch. So that's my first set of my increase. I'm going to do the next stitch. I'm going to do a set of 2 double crochets in there. Okay, now the next stitch we're going to do 1 double crochet, followed by the next 2 stitches are going to have 2 double crochets in each. 1, 2, and we'll go on to the next stitch, which has another 2. Okay, so that was 2 sets. Actually, was that 2 sets? That was 3 sets. I'm getting all confused. I took my stitch marker. No, actually that was 2 sets. We're doing it 3 times, so this is my last time here. So this is 1, and now we're going to do 2 in the next 2 stitches. This is 1, 2, okay, and then the next one is 2 here, and you're going to end up with 1 stitch, and that one's going to have a double crochet. Okay, so you see you have 1 stitch left, 1 double crochet, and this is going to give you 16 stitches. So far it looks like this. Okay, and now we're going to close that off, and again we're going to close it off to the first V here. Okay, so now the next row is going to be 16 double crochets, so you're going to do a chain 2. okay? And you're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the stitches, okay, for a total of 16. And I'll be back at the end of this row. Okay, we're on the last row before the ears. So now what we're going to do is, I've already closed the previous row. I'm going to do a chain 1 since we're doing single crochets again. Okay, so chain 1. I'm going to go into the same space. And now we're doing decrease. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 single crochets and then followed by a decrease. And we're going to do that 4 times. We're going to end with 12 stitches on this row, okay? So we're going to do 1 single crochet in the same stitch as the chain space. Then we're going to do another one in the next stitch, so that's 2. And then we're going to do a decrease, okay? Which means we're going to take the 2 front loops of the next 2 stitches, put them together. Okay, now we're going to do 2 single crochets followed by a decrease. That's the second one. We're going to do 2 single crochets followed by a decrease, followed by the last. So 2 single crochets and followed by your last decrease. Perfect. So okay, then here we're going to go do the same exact thing. We're going to go to the first V here. Okay, so you should have a total of 12 stitches. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me make sure I have my 12 stitches here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay, perfect. So 12 stitches, and what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 2 because the ears are double crochet. So 1, 2, and we're going to go inside that same stitch, and we're going to do 2 double crochets, so 2 in this stitch and the following stitch, and then we're going to join, which is going to be a little different. So okay, so let me just start here. So 1 double crochet in that same stitch. Okay, so that's 1. Okay, that's 1. I lost a little strand of yarn here. Give me 1 second while I get it. Okay. Now I'm going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and the next one I'm going to go very, very carefully here. I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go and I'm going to start my double crocheting. So I took yarn over. I'm going to go into the 3rd stitch here. Okay, and then I'm going to count to stitch number 10 all the way around. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, got the V. I didn't get a complete V. Okay. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to take that yarn over and we're going to bring it all the way out to this side so that we join those closed and do the double crochet. Okay, so that's my double crochet. Then I'm going to do a double crochet in the back here to close to make the ear. So I'm going to have 5 stitches. Okay, and this is my last stitch here. So I'm doing another double crochet. And now I'm going to go to my first V on the other side here, okay, to close that off. Now I'm going to do a chain 1 because I'm going to do half double crochets. So now I'm going to do half double crochets in each of those stitches for a total of 5, and that's going to be your first ear. Okay. My 3rd one, so you're going to go all the way around. So all we did was close it so that you don't have to sew. Okay, now on the 4th. Okay, here it is. And I'm going to do the 2nd ear now. Before you do the ears, I should have said you should stuff it, but now I'm gonna stuff it. I forgot all about the stuffing. Okay. And if you're putting safety eyes, you should put them before you put this first ear. I'm just gonna place them there for you to see because I bought these safety eyes on Amazon, and to be quite honest, the little backing is horrible. It just comes right out the stitch, so I'm not gonna put the safety eyes. I'm actually gonna see if I find a different eye, or maybe I'll just hot glue them and just give a warning to the parents, you know, about the eyes. So that's why I didn't show them here, because I have to go to my original supplier. Okay, so then what I'm going to do here is just, you're going to fasten that off. Okay, so just cut a little piece, and then we're going to move on to the next ear. But before I move onto the next ear, let me just stuff this a little bit. Try to get my finger in there. Okay. Like I said, try to do the stuffing before your ears, so you don't have to you don't have to fight here with your little bunny. And since I'm making them their peeps, I mean, what you could do is you can actually stuff them and make them nice and round, and they'll look super adorable. Make them round, put a little bow tie. Oh, how adorable. But since I want them to resemble peeps, I have them more like flat, so they're not really stuffed all the way. But again, it's preference. It's whatever you would like to do with them. Make sure that, you know, you follow me on social media and show me all the peeps that you make with this pattern. This is why I create, so that I can see and share with everyone and see all the masterpieces that are done with my patterns. Okay, having a little difficulty stuffing here, but it's a lesson learned. And actually I was preparing some before and I did the same exact thing. You get excited. They're so addictive. Once you learn the pattern, you can do them so fast. Okay, let me get off the screen here to just stuff this little bunny here. But they work up so fast and they're just so adorable that I kept making them, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to stuff him. Okay, so there we are. See, that was quick. So he is stuffed. And now for the next ear. Okay, here, let me just take that out, and then I'll show you how to close them off too. But for the next ear, what we're going to do is we're going to take, and I am going to do, okay, slip knot here, okay, but then I'm going to take it off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into stitch 4, and now on the opposite side is stitch 9, okay, so we're going to go right in here, okay, and now I'm going to grab my yarn, so that way I can pull it through to the other side, and then we'll just tuck that end in later. Okay, so we're going to do here a slip stitch, and we're going to chain 2. Okay, here we are. We're going to go into the same stitch, so both number 4 and number 9 at the same time, to make our first double crochet. That's the only tricky part, but if you know, once you know that, it's easy from there. And then we're going to go to the other 4 stitches around there, and we're going to do a double crochet. So exactly the same thing we did for the other ear, we're going to do here. Okay, so we're going to have a total of 5 stitches. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay, turn it over, and I'm having a little difficulty here because I have all these lights, so it makes it difficult for me to see what I'm doing. Okay, make sure we don't get that little tail in our work. Okay, where am I here? Yes. Okay. What do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to close it off to the very first V here. Okay, do a chain 1. We're going to do half double crochets on the 5 stitches. Oh, let me get the entire V here. Okay, perfecto. Okay, so here we're going to go around number 3. So the only thing that takes a little bit of time, like I said, is the ears, is that first join, and then I mean they're so small that it takes a little bit of time to finish them off. But once you have them, it's super easy, and that's why I don't stuff the ears. I mean, you can stuff them, but I just feel like I'll just go through a lot to do it. So okay, and then we're going to close it off here, same as we did before. If I can find my, okay, right here. so now let's pull this out. Let me put the little eyes so that you can see what it looks like. Oh my god, he's so cute. So adorable. So here, when you do the eyes, okay, I think this is the perfect spot for his nose. So you see, that's why I'm just placing them here. If you place them like I'm doing, just make sure that you glue them so that they don't come out. Okay. Oh, that didn't come out right there. I think it goes somewhere in here. Okay, that's better. Isn't he adorable? Oh my god, so cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my needle and I'm gonna show you how I close them. Let me see, where's the one I was using? Oh my gosh, I don't think it's here. No, it's not. It's okay, I'll just use this one for now. Move those to the side. Okay, so now we're going to do, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this here. Oh, I messed up my strands of yarn. That's for complaining about the cotton yarn, which I so love. Okay, so now here what we're going to do is we're going to go in each of these stitches. Okay, so we're going to go in each one all the way around. It's okay if you miss a stitch. Okay, and then what you're going to do is just close it. Okay, so you see, that way you close the ear, and then just bring it down, pull it. Okay, here I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to reshape my ear. Okay, so it disappears. And you will do that with each of these. You do that with the ear, and then this little strand that's here, I do exactly the same thing, because since it has that knot, I just wanted to make sure that the yarn was secure to the peep. You're going to take and you're just going to stuff it. Could go right through the same hole and then bring it out somewhere else so it just hides. See? And the same thing, pull it taut, cut it off. Okay, and there you have it. Then of course this is the stuffing, but you want to play with them until you get it just right. Okay, so I think the ears look adorable when they're not stuffed, but this is how they come out. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel, please comment. All of these things help my engagement and help me get more viewers, okay, so that I can continue to make more content. So again, this is the little egg, and like I said, oh my god, I just love that they fit here, and it's perfect for Easter. I'm also, which I'm going to put on the bottom and you can see on my website, I'm also part of an art abandonment group. There's one for crochet, so this is what I'm going to do for Easter. All of these little bunnies that I've made as samples, I will be putting into eggs and abandoning I can't even speak, and abandoning them around my neighborhood. Okay, so that's something else that you can do. We can share some love, but I'll put that on the link on the description below, so that you guys, if you're interested, you can do something like that as well. Okay, again, thank you so much. Till next time, bye bye.